So you want to have a bulletproof mindset, huh? Cool. But what does that actually mean? Basically, it means staying calm under pressure, not falling apart when life goes sideways. Some people have it. You've seen them, handling stress like a Navy SEAL, while others have a full mental breakdown when their phone battery hits 3%. Now, it's not magic, it's not luck, it's called mental strength, or what the Japanese call seishin tekina syosa, which literally just means mental strength in Japanese, but it just sounds way cooler. Now, most people never build mental strength. Instead, they avoid discomfort, they go after shortcuts, and then they act surprised when everything falls apart and they're still living with their parents. But here's the thing: mental strength isn't some mysterious trait you either have or you don't. It's something you can train. And in this video, you'll learn exactly how to build it, step by step, so you can handle pressure better, stop quitting on yourself, and finally follow through on the goals you care about. And who knows, maybe even finally move out of your parents' house. All right, so let's get into it. So let's start with a fun story about suffering that I copy pasted from the internet. A young boy came across a butterfly cocoon and brought it into his house. He watched as the butterfly struggled to break free, slowly pushing against the cocoon. Eventually, it made a small hole, but then it stopped. It seemed stuck. The boy, wanting to help, took a pair of scissors and snipped the cocoon open. The butterfly emerged, small, weak, crumpled wings. He waited for it to fly, but it didn't. What the boy didn't know is that the butterfly needed the struggle. That pressure forces blood into the wings. It's the resistance that makes it strong enough to fly. By removing the struggle, the boy took away the very thing that would have made the butterfly capable of flying. He didn't help it, he accidentally crippled it. You see, problems are a good thing, they make us stronger. That butterfly needed to go through all that pain and struggle to become one of the strongest, most beautiful insects we know today, only to later be eaten by a spider. All right, so let's talk about David Goggins. Now, if you've never heard of him, imagine a man who looked at human suffering and thought, yeah, I could probably add more reps. At one point, he was overweight, depressed, and working in pest control. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's not a bad life. Exterminators make great money. But Goggins wanted more. Then one day, he saw a Navy SEAL documentary. Not only did he watch it to the end, he decided he was going to become one of them. There was just one small problem. He had to lose over 100 pounds in 3 months just to qualify. So basically impossible, unless you cut off your limbs. But Goggins wasn't deterred. He started waking up at 4 a.m. He ran miles every day. He pushed through injuries, pain, exhaustion. Now, most people would have quit, but he didn't. And that's where his mental toughness came from. Not from some big motivational speech, but from thousands of small decisions where he chose not to stop. He went on to become one of the toughest endurance athletes in the world. He ran ultra marathons 300 miles long. He broke world records. He turned discipline into a lifestyle. Now, the point here isn't that you need to run 1,000 miles or become a Navy SEAL. The point is, you get stronger by doing hard things, especially when you don't feel like it. So, next time you're facing something you don't want to do, ask yourself, what would Goggins do? Then just do like a quarter of that, and you're still killing it. Don't complain. Complaining isn't problem solving. It doesn't do anything, it just keeps you stuck. So, stop complaining. Either fix the problem or move on. Now, if you're always doing what's easiest, congrats. You've just unlocked the secret to living way below your potential. Comfort's great if your only goal in life is to watch every episode of Love Island. If it feels hard, good. That's a sign to do it. Your dreams are on the other side of that comfort zone. Excuses really are just lies you tell yourself to feel better. I didn't get it done because I didn't have enough time. I'll start on Monday. I'm getting the 4x4 at In N Out because it has more protein. And you don't even work out. Now, let's flip it. Start telling yourself the truth. Be brutally honest. You didn't clean the house because you really were too tired or because you were choosing laziness and comfort. You didn't work on that novel because you really didn't have time or because deep down you're afraid your writing isn't good enough and you're just wasting your time. Skip the gym because it really was too late to go or because you didn't want to feel the pain and discomfort of actually working out. Now, most people never ask themselves these questions because answering them means you don't get to be the victim anymore. You don't get to blame your schedule, your boss, your genetics, or the fact that you're a Pisces and the full moon was in Uranus. All right, that didn't sound right. All right, so here's a few daily habits that can actually help build mental strength. Now, you don't need to do all of them. Just pick one or two that sound doable and give it a shot. All right, so let's start with the classic one everyone loves to hate: cold showers. Now, cold showers are one of those things that people do to build discipline. The idea is if you start your day by choosing to suffer, the rest of your day feels easier by comparison, which is technically true in the same way that punching yourself in the face makes stubbing your toe not that bad. Now, that said, if you have a heart condition, maybe check with your doctor first before taking a cold shower. Mental toughness is great, but so is breathing. Now, your mind and body are connected. So when you strengthen your body, you also strengthen your brain, which sort of ruins the old dumb jock stereotype. However, I do remember back in high school watching two jocks argue over the flat earth theory. One arguing it was flat, and the other said it was more of a square. Also, maybe it just depends on the gym. Sit and do one task, no phone, no tabs, no checking if your ex posted a story, just you and this one task. That's it. Put a timer up for 20 minutes and go all in. This will boost your concentration and focus like nothing else. Pick one task you've been putting off. Something small, but just annoying enough that you keep putting it off, hoping it'll magically do itself if you wait long enough. Like doing the dishes, cleaning the apartment, doing laundry. Now, this builds the habit of action over avoidance. It rewires your brain to think, oh, yeah, we do hard things now. Try being bored on purpose. No phone, no internet, no Instagram. Just sit there for 5 minutes with no distractions. It'll feel weird. Your brain will start craving stimulation. But here's the thing, boredom isn't bad. It actually gives your brain space to think, reflect, and to solve problems in the background. It's when your default mode network kicks in. That's the part of your brain that connects ideas. It sorts through emotions and comes up with insights you don't get while you're constantly distracted. Basically, it's mental recovery time. Just like your muscles need rest after a workout, your brain needs stillness to function at its peak. And if you made it this far into the video, boredom clearly isn't a problem for you. So, yeah, cold showers, doing hard things, being bored on purpose. This is the stuff that builds real mental strength. But let's be honest, none of it matters if you can't stay consistent. So, let me ask you something. Do you ever feel unstoppable at night? Like you're finally going to change your life? But then the next morning rolls around, and instead of doing all those things you said you were going to do, you're just lying in bed, doom scrolling your life away? Yeah, where'd all that motivation go? There's actually a reason you feel fired up at night and useless by the morning. And there's a way to harness it. Watch the next video to find out how.